Lovely sister, your happiness is my greatest comfort. Grow up together and lean on each.
Hi, sis.
Hello.
Let's be real. Like, I want to ask you a question. How many times have you said, I am fine, with a lot of attitude? Like, your face is all grumpy and you're saying, I'm fine.
Most of the time.
Or you just cry out of nowhere and people are asking you, girl, what happened to you? And you be like, I'm just tired. I'm okay, don't worry.
That is so me. That is so me, honestly. And this is leading us to the topic of today, emotional intelligence. What does emotional intelligence mean to you? How do you expect yourself to manage it? What are your reactions when this transpire? And that is what we're going to be discussing today in full. Distinguished sisters and brothers in the house. I am Khalilatia Ibrahim bint Khamal, and I have here with me my amazing, beautiful sister.
I am Ibrahim Ibtisam, as I love to say. Hello, beautiful people. If you are just joining us for the first time, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell so you'll be notified once another episode is dropped.
Yes, please.
So let's dive into the DDD of the day.
Yes, are you ready?
So you, what does emotional intelligence mean? Like,
All right.
what is emotional intelligence? How do you perceive it? What is it itself?
Thank you so much for that question. That's a profound one. And then the word emotion has to do with various things.
Okay.
So when we're talking about emotion, it includes your fear, it includes your doubt, it includes your happiness, it includes your sadness.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about intelligence, it has to do with how much power you have of your brilliancy to be able to manage or control each of these emotions. And that is where emotional intelligence comes in. So the ability for you to manage all of these feelings that you have is what emotional intelligence is about. To what we say, and according to what emotional intelligence is, the ability for you to understand this emotion and be able to manage it. So the question is, how do you think people are expected to be able to increase their emotional intelligence? How are they supposed to manage their emotions?
Oh, thank you, sis. I think the first thing is self-awareness. Because personally for me, I think that is what I'm able to do. I have to know my fears. I have to know what trigger my emotions. I have to study the negativity and the positivity around me, because that is what is the first step for you to know self-awareness. Know what triggers your emotions, either positive or negative. Know your fears. Now, if you want to take an exam, you have to check what are the things that make you feel anxious. What are the topics I'm supposed to treat first? What are the questions is likely to come out? So if you know that, it will be easy for you to attempt and come out in flying colors. So that's applicable to emotions too. Some of us do not know what trigger our emotions. We just act based on it. But self-awareness will make you know that, okay, is what this person mentioned initially that made me act this way. And that's why I'm all grumpy all day. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that to that person. Emotional intelligence is a whole lot of things. But if you are self-aware, okay, yes, I have to be aware that, okay, this is what triggers my emotions. It will be easy for you to manage it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And
so that brings to self-control. Because if you are self-aware, you'll be able to know how to control it. So do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So what do you feel that can make someone, okay, now I'm already aware of my problem. Already I'm aware of what triggers my emotions. So how do I take control of it?
Okay, according to what you said, I think self-control helps you to understand when to pause when you are angry, when to pause when you are too over happy, when you are too excited, and the people or someone by your side, someone close to you is in a moment of sadness and you just receive a good news.
Exactly.
So emotional intelligence will help you to understand that you're not supposed to shout about it or make a fuss about of that excitement at that point. You're supposed to be empathetic with that person at that moment.
If possible, act like you are not even that excited, because you know the person beside you is not that happy about it.
The person is in sadness.
That is you controlling your emotions.
Exactly. So tell me to pause on how to manage these emotions. I think that's self-control, yeah.
There's a lot to do with self-control.
Honestly.
Self-control is now another angle from what
Okay.
I feel is people around you might trigger your emotions. Like probably you see something, probably it might even be a status of someone that you're
That
like,
you-
okay, you might have encountered some other things or something has bring you together in a very awkward way, and you just come across the person's status and you be like, oh, this person is talking
Talking
to
to
me.
me.
Before you know it, you might be moody all day.
Yeah.
So why you are already aware that okay, this is what caused it, then you just have to manage that. Oh, I have to take control of it, even though he's talking to me. Or you have to control because that person does not even know you are feeling that way. If you are not controlling it, you are only ruining your own day.
Exactly.
You are ruining your own moment, your own life by being moody. So we have to know that in real life situations now,
Yeah.
okay, fine, something happened between you and someone, and that person is disrespectful, the person is so condescending with the words, emotions at that time, you can't even explain it. Especially when it's coming from the least of the person you expected it from. You to me. Are you really talking to me? You know that kind of feeling. So emotional intelligence make you feel, okay, fine, I have to control my emotions. Because if you want to act upon that emotions,
Yeah.
you might act wrongly.
Yeah.
You might do things you later regret.
Definitely.
And before that, you have to be able to control that emotions. Because that emotions right there is anger,
No.
disappointment.
Of course.
You want to like, what is the meaning of this? This thing has happened to me before. So some people doesn't know how to react to situations. They react as how it's coming. And before you know it, there will be so much of regret at the end of the day. So if you don't want to go to a place whereby whatever it is you are doing there is going to trigger your emotions, it's fine. It is justified. Somebody told me one day that I don't want to go to that place. They'll be making me feel less of myself. They'll make me feel that I'm not worthy. Then it's fine. Don't go there.
That's a part of self-awareness. You understand yourself. You understand what
Can
might
trigger your
happen and-
emotions that makes you start feeling weird about yourself or making you have low self-esteem or making you feel that you are not worthy. It's fine. This is applicable to some relationships too, because some of us are like, especially when we just want to start a relationship, talking stage, you message the person, probably after a few minutes, the person is not responding and the person is online. You start being,
Yeah. She's
why is
online.
why is he not replying me?
She's online.
Why
She's
is she
not
not
responding
replying me?
Is
Why?
it really serious? Is it talking to another person?
And before you know it, it
Okay.
might trigger your emotions. So I think if you're able to know what the issue is, just see like, well, maybe it's busy. I'm not the only one he's chatting with. If you can just have that mindset, you won't have problem.
And this leads us to the story of a young person I want to share with you to
Okay.
derive a sense of reasoning in. So this
Okay.
young girl, she's not going to be more than 12 years of age, and then her action that very day in this scenario I'm about to share with you, like,
Okay.
took me off guard, and I feel so much inspired by
Wow.
this young girl. So I think she was on an errand, and then but I think she missed up something, and as a result she came back with something that was not expected of her, and then this person was shout at. They poured anger to her. Why do you have to do this and
Oh.
this and this and this and this? Just remember this person. I'm saying it. Why do you have to do this? And then instead of, she did not utter a word. She kept quiet all through, and even people around was like, why? People were even putting so much attention to the matter. She didn't say a word until when she was asking what happened. Was it this so person? Was this? Was it that? And that's when she uttered just few words. And afterward, she allowed the person to pour her anger. She allowed the person to pour her anger, and then the next thing she does was knelt down and apologized. And I read her look, I read her
Wow.
countenance, I realized that she did not even squeeze her face.
She
did
was
do
not doing
any
it out of
at all.
force.
Many young people of today will feel
She
like
understand that something must have triggered the other
exactly
person's
like
emotions for her to
she know
react
she
that way.
felt that yes, she was at fault into an extent, and this person is talking out of how she felt. So she understands that scenario, and I think that is the reason why she kept quiet. Not because she felt like it's not by force. I did it voluntarily. This is helping us to understand that emotional intelligence comes from a place of ethics as well.
Yeah.
What you train your children from young age,
And how you treat
and how you treat
others.
others,
Because they
make
will,
it. I think I showed you a post from IG one day, and
okay.
it's about this woman that trained her children. One, okay, she has two kids. One is
Okay.
a female and one is a male. And the male used to act very protective of her mother. And then so she said, to social person, someone is trying to fight us. And the guy was like, oh mommy, really? The boy is not going to be more than 3 4 years old. Oh mommy, who is fighting my mommy? Let's go there and fight the woman. And the other lady said, no, mom, we are not supposed to fight. We are children of God. Let's talk to the person amicably and let's see what the reason is. I felt so inspired.
Wow.
So this is something the mother must have communicated. See the two scenario. See the understanding of this. And this elder's child might not be, she cannot be more than 7. Highest is 8 years of age. So imagine the mother herself, like, oh my God, I'm raising amazing children. That is how it's expected to be. When you tell them about how to be kind to people, when you tell them how they're expected to react to situations, it's definitely going to tell in their attitude until they grow and become a better adult. So if you want your children to become a better adult, you have to train them from childhood. It's like "Tó dàgbà, I will let them know." Train them from childhood. Let them know from young age. Let them know from maybe it's come to us try as much as possible to understand self-control. So if you're able to control yourself, it's going to be easier for you to control other people.
And
And
also
then
understand emotions. Know when to speak to people.
exactly,
Some people are just so rude, they are selfish. All they know about is just
just about
themselves.
themselves.
So they don't know
They
when
don't
to
care
talk and when to
what you
express their
feel or not. Yes.
emotions. Now, two people are fighting, and you still notice that that person still has grudges against you. The best of attitude to do at that moment is to keep quiet till probably you know that, okay, this thing has already subsided. Sis, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did earlier. Can we discuss about it? Can we talk about it? And if the person insists that we should not talk about it, respect the person's opinion
Opinion,
and
definitely.
move on. Because understanding his emotions is another thing on its own. And that means you are emotionally intelligent.
Yes,
And you know
emotionally
that,
aware.
okay, you are emotionally aware that, okay, this thing, I should do it like this. Someone is not giving you face. It's not giving you the vibe you want. And you are still insisting and what? You know, there's some things that you need to read the room that this
Yes,
place, I'm not loved here.
yes,
This place,
yes.
I'm loved here. Even though I'm loved here, I have to be on my best attitude and not overdo it. It's emotional intelligence that make
And
it.
and to add to what you said, is as a leader or as someone who leads an organization, a director, you should be able to increase your emotional intelligence.
Even as a follower, not only a leader,
Exactly. So
whoever you are.
yes, yes. So
Because you encounter people, there's no way you want to do it. Only if you don't want to deal with people anymore. That's when emotional intelligence is not needed. In as much as you keep seeing people, you keep engaging with people, you have to cultivate that habit of
so the
emotional.
reason why I
And those
mentioned
things are
this,
lacking. Like people do not even understand what it takes to have control over your emotions.
of course,
They don't even understand how it feels like. Because that's why I said initially that self-awareness. If you are aware, be able to take control of it. Once you take control of it, then you are fine. Nothing will come your way that you will not overreact. Let's say that it will make you look like, this person acted so awkwardly, so drastically. Why would you have to do that? They will not know that something has triggered their emotions for that person. But if you're able to manage and control that emotion and control or trigger and control what triggers it, then you won't misbehave or react
no,
rationally. So that's what I think, and that's why I said emotional intelligence is something that we need to, I don't know, cultivate. I don't know how to put it
in
like,
fact, this topic is a very huge one, because when we begin to talk about the areas at which it affects different people, as a leader, as a follower, as a teacher, as a parent, as a child, as a coach, as a therapist, every single thing of every person is having their own part to play in this emotional intelligence. And that is one reason why it is so much of an importance. There are books on it, there are topics on it that you can read on. There are so many things about it that you can learn. No, and I think we might have to do some other content
Yes,
related to that.
episodes. Yeah,
So if there is anything, sometimes this emotional intelligence um topic that we're talking about,
yeah.
it is new to majority of people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what they might have heard this emotional intelligence, but they don't know how it works. They don't know what it entails
How to
particularly,
react in
and yes,
situations.
and then some people react to situations because they feel that's the best way to react. They don't understand
That's
particularly. So
yeah.
if that is you, if you have scenarios where you've been seen as a bad person because of the way you react, meanwhile your intentions
Are
is
so
right,
pure.
and you're trying to even fight for your right or something, but the way you
Handle the
handle the
situation.
situation has made people feel like you're a
Ah.
bad person, or
Mm-hmm.
this person I can't even associate with this kind of person. If that person is you, please put in the comments what you want to learn. We're going to make videos about this by the grace of God, inshallah rahman. So please don't hesitate to share those things you want us to talk about, or to help you to shed more light to. We are here to do that for you, and for free at that. Just put it in the comments and then share to someone as well, and allow the person to also add to the comment section. Then we'll be here to give you much more details about that. Yes.
So another thing is, if you have grudges against someone, instead of you to ghost the person, it's best to communicate to the person, because that shows that you are matured. It shows so much maturity, that
Yeah.
emotional maturity, and it's something that is attractive and powerful.
Yeah.
And I feel most of us had to do that. Instead of doing that, we just ghost the person. No,
Honestly.
just
And
go.
sis, to add to what you actually said,
Mm-hmm.
this thing has happened to me. I'm talking from experience.
Okay.
But I realized the fact that no matter how much you feel like ghosting the person, going away from the person is the best way to
Handle the situation.
handle the situation.
Yeah.
Trust me, you are still going to be hot. You're going to be
Because
having
you have not cleared your mind. You still have a very
It's going
heavy
to
load
be
in
a
your
heavy burden on you,
Yeah.
and that is the truth. So for you to forgive the person, or for you to have a clarification about what really happened, the truth
communicate
is,
it.
exactly, it might be like you're misunderstanding. Communicate it. You might not even talk about it directly. You might not want to talk about it directly, but express yourself towards that person. I think this happens to me, and I felt so much relieved, even though it didn't work out well, or I felt better. Like I felt so much relief because I felt a burden has been taken off me.
Because
And
I've
that's the
expressed
truth about
myself.
it. So no matter
Yeah.
how much like I'll be fine, let me just forget about it. No, you have to communicate it. Listen from that person's perspective. It might be that the person does not understand the way you do, or it might be your own misunderstanding. So always try as much as possible to communicate, and communicate it politely.
That one said
That
day.
one self day, exactly says that one self day. So you can't be trying to express something and then allow him to cause another rate. No, 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 don't do that, please.
In a nutshell,
Yeah,
emotional intelligence does not mean being perfect.
exactly.
It means learning how to respond with intention instead of reacting blindly or wrongly. So that's what emotional intelligence is, and that's what we are trying to talk about. So basically, it's about leveling up your emotions and making sure that you are on the right track, and don't let your emotions get the best of you.
Yes. If you are not emotionally aware, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. But it's important for you to find ways at which you can balance your emotion by. Yes, and the truth about emotional intelligence, if you are not emotionally intelligent, or you're not emotionally aware, it doesn't make you a bad person.
No.
But it's important that as a person who wants to grow and become a better person, you need to begin to work towards becoming emotionally aware and increase your emotional intelligence. And trust me, when you begin to look at this deeply, you realize so many beautiful things you've been missing, and people
be
begin
honest,
to see you
differently.
in an amazing
Someone
way.
someone will even approach you, girl, you're acting more mature these days. So.
Exactly, and it's
Because there's no
attract
way.
much more amazing
Oh,
people
yeah,
towards
that's true.
you.
That's true.
That's the beauty of it. So
It's a very good thing because it
Exactly.
makes you act maturely. It makes you look bigger than your age. Because look at that scenario that she gave. You'll be like,
honestly,
wow, this young girl knows what to do.
ah,
And don't
I
be
was
surprised
so
that someone
amazed
older,
that day.
someone that even gives birth to her, might
Might-
act
Exactly.
opposite. Like
Exactly the point.
act beyond. Like, why is this person acting like?
Like, we expect you to be an adult, so why are you acting like a child?
So please let's cultivate that heart.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it more than this because it's a conversation that is very, very, very long. But we just have to just make sure that we nail almost all the part that is necessary. And this will come to the end of this episode. Subsequently, we'll be dropping something relatable to it. If you want any other thing like she mentioned earlier,
Please drop,
please
in
drop
the
the comment
section.
section.
We'll definitely talk about it for you.
Thank you for staying
To this
to this moment.
Thank you.
Until our next episode, stay blessed,
happy,
stay
well.
happy.